Morning, YouTube. Huh. Gonna do a little bit of updating stuff here. You guys can see the rain has done wonders. You know, we've been mowing non-stop. I guess one thing I've been meaning to get around to, I never did really do a good walk around this Hyundai. You know, it's in pretty good shape. A couple people have asked me about it. It's in pretty decent shape. There's the only thing I noticed, which is a little bit funny for this area, and I don't know, maybe it's common to these accents, is there's just a touch of rust right there on the fenders, the back fender wells, and same thing over here. They're really a bugger because the rest of the car is in fairly decent shape. I mean, kind of some dings and things like that, but overall, you know, it's awesome. Inside is pretty awful nice. I got to excuse myself because I've got a flippin' mess back here in the back, and it's dirty, but it's my work car, so there's really the only damage I can see. That has got to be the most irritating dinger. There. Now it's not the most irritating. Oh, yeah, it still is. Okay, there. The key there. But, you know, it's really in pretty good shape, as you can see. And it ended up coming with a chameleon deck. Don't really like the CD player much, but oh well. But yeah, you know, like I said, a couple guys had asked me for a walk around, an update of sorts on this, and well, here it is. I mean, there's not a whole lot to see, but there you go. Been driving it every day. I've put since I fixed the motor on it, I've put about 2,200 miles on it, and it's been just dead nuts reliable. I got an oil leak coming from the valve cover, but that's nothing major. Never really did care much for those rubber gaskets they put on them things. I like the old quart gaskets because you put a little sealant on them, and they suck that sealant up and just stick tighter than tight. Tires on it are a size too big. They're a 185 70 13. They're supposed to be a 175 70 or something like that, I think. But they're brand new tires, so well, if I got 2,200 miles on the car, then the tires have about 2,700 miles on them. So I can't justify replacing them just yet. And other than that, you know, it gets awesome mileage, and it's not too bad to drive. It's kind of buzzy, a little loud going down the road, but you know, I mean, it costs $6,000 brand new, as I understand, so I mean, I really can't complain about a whole lot there. You know, it's what do you expect? It's a cheap economy car, and it drives and runs and does things like a cheap economy car. So, not a whole lot of power, but yeah, anyways, there it is for you guys that were wondering. And yeah, it's been excellent. I'm glad I bought it. Came at an awesome time because we're going back and forth to see Kayla's dad and such. Somebody mentioned the other day to check engine lights on, and yes, it is. What it is, it's a downstream O2 sensor, and so I got to get that fixed. Then I'll probably be even getting better mileage, but we shall see. At any rate, oh, that reminds me. Somebody mentioned permanent plates, or mentioned plates. You know, how do I afford the insurance and stuff? And so I got to give a gratuitous shout out to Progressive Insurance. I absolutely love those guys. I insure all my vehicles through Progressive. What's nice about them is I generally know on a weekly basis what I'm going to be driving, and they will prorate my policy for a week at a time. I can call them up and say, hey, I'm going to be driving this, and they'll put it on there, and then it's a week. And I generally keep 2 to 3 vehicles on my insurance at any given time, and it costs me, at this point, I haven't had a ticket in so long, but Yeah, I had a DUI once upon a time, and my insurance rates jumped up, and that's actually why I went to Progressive. Is I was paying 220 something or 30 something a month, liability only on an '88 Ranger, and it was just ridiculous. I couldn't afford it, and I called, and that was before the DUI. So I actually did an illegal thing, and I ran without insurance for a while. I'll admit to that, and then after I got that DUI, I switched to Progressive, and with the DUI and all the tickets on there, I was only paying like what was it, 170 or something? I think I was paying 176 a month for one vehicle liability only. Well, now that my DUI is long gone, 4 years past, and I've got a lot of tickets off of there, because I tended to have a lead foot when I was younger. Now I only pay for 2 to 3 vehicles. I generally pay no more than about 70 to 80 bucks a month, liability only on all of my vehicles, and then I switch them back and forth as I need to, as I'm going to be driving them. The other thing that's been mentioned is licensing, and I'll show you what you can do in Montana. Right there it is. Permanent plate this car for 160 bucks, and you never have to buy a plate for it again, as long as you live. And generally what I do there is, if I know I'm going to keep a vehicle, I will put a permanent plate on it. If I think I might only keep a vehicle for a while, I'll just put a yearly tag on it, and then if it gets parked in the shed, like the Cutlass is going to be coming up due here soon, and the Ranger is overdue, but they can be done, and then when you do it that way, you pay like a $3 or $4 back tax fee. But anyways, so I do it that way, and there's a few of my vehicles that have permanent plates, so I never worry about registration on them. The only stipulation there is they got to be older than 10 years old. So another upside to owning vehicles that are a little bit older. So, and then on an old pickup like the 57, you can get vintage plates, or classic vehicle tags, I guess they say. And they'll give you a funky looking license plate and some things like that. But at any rate, maybe that will explain that issue, and I guess I'm going to have to make another video of this. I was going to put this into one video that I was going to make today, but I guess I'm not going to. So there's the Hyundai, and that explains perhaps my insurance and registration stuff, because no, I'm not rich by any means, but you figure out ways to make your the things you do work for you. So I will see you guys in another video.